What's up everybody, John Rocos here from OpenCase. Welcome to Will It Fit 2. We did a video like this about 9 months ago. We tested 13 accessories that weren't our own to show people if these third-party accessories would fit inside the opening of OpenCase. The opening has not changed, even though phones keep changing, but accessories sometimes do. So we wanted to go over this with a whole new set of accessories, 30 this time, to show you, will it fit? First off, what is OpenCase? OpenCase is our patented phone case that has an opening that fits accessories. No shearing or sliding around because it's sitting inside the case. Compared to if it was on the flat back of a regular case, where it could easily move around or come off, or even the flat back of a phone where it can easily move around and pop off. It makes things thinner because it sits in the case and not on it. Makes it quite a bit lighter because the opening has been removed, about 40% lighter compared to if it was a solid case. And because there's nothing in the way, it's the most efficient charging you can get on the raw back of the phone. With that, let's clear the deck and get started. Let's start with Apple. Apple's original wallet, that's been available since the iPhone 12 all the way through iPhone 16, works no problem. Actually, the opening in OpenCase is based on Apple's original wallet. However, we had heard from a customer that maybe the new wallets, the updated wallet that came out with the launch of iPhone 17, they might not fit. So let's find out. Brand new wallet, the nice orange that matches, and it's true. Yeah. Width-wise, it's perfect. They didn't change that at all. So side to side, it's fine. But up and down, you see, it's not, see how the bottom is sitting in, and then the top, just a little too long. They made it longer. So that's a bummer. It's not every day that Apple makes something bigger. So all the original wallets, iPhone 12 through 16, no problem. The ones that just came out starting with iPhone 17, unfortunately, they're too tall. Next up, the OhsNap Snap 4 Luxe. This is the most requested one that we get, other than batteries, but we'll talk about that later. So very simple. The reason people seem to like this is because of how thin it is. They really like on the back of a bare phone, but a lot of our case customers, again, the number one thing people ask me about is will it fit? So yeah, you can see it fits, no problem. Got the positive engagement at the top. Obviously it's not making use of the rest of the opening there. So, you know, it's possible that it could move around up and down, but the one at the top is the most important. We got it there and it fits well. Nice strong magnets. So yeah, this one fits. All right, next, Peak Design. We've got two. We've got the Slim Wallet and their Stand Wallet. These are pretty darn popular. I get asked about these a fair amount. I don't know if people are switching from Peak Design cases to ours and they're keeping their current wallets, or if people just really like these wallets. They are very nice from what I've seen in the past. So let's break them open and see if they fit. So start off with the Slim Wallet. Nice material. And let's see. Will it fit? It absolutely does. We got engagement on the top and the left and right, not all the way down to the bottom, but it fits in there really nicely. It's nice and snug left to right. Tiny bit of movement up and down, but otherwise, that's a pretty nice fit. You got the wallet, little magnet opening there for all your cards. So for the Slim Wallet, that one's a yes. All right, now we'll do the Stand Wallet. Okay, same packaging. All right, very close to the material's the same because it does the stand. Let me see. So we got this additional piece added to the wallet. Let's see what we got here. And it I'm going to say, unfortunately, no on this one. Left to right, it's kind of okay. Top to bottom, it kind of seems, that's where the issue is. It's a little bit, I'll do it here at the top. It's a little bit too tall, and the corners, not the bottom. The bottom has these little clipped corners, but the top are sharp 90-degree turns. So that plus being a little bit longer, it just, so the stand wallet, unfortunately, does not fit. Next, we've got Spigen. So we got 4 for you this time. One that we did before, which was their 3-card wallet. We've also gotten their 2-card wallet this time, as well as some rings and holders. So we'll start with the ones we reviewed, or the one we reviewed last time. So, which is our 3-card wallet. So let's break it out here. They use this really grippy rubber stuff, which I really like. So that makes them particularly secure. So that one is a perfect fit. Edge to edge, top to bottom, that one's great. That's not going anywhere. So that's the 3-card wallet. So no changes from them this time. Next, the Valentinus 2-card wallet. Let's give this one a shot. Just a little bit slimmer, same super rubbery stuff here. And yep, same. So that's a perfect fit. That one's not going anywhere. So a little bit slimmer than the other one. Nice. These out. First, the Spigen style ring. So this is kind of their version of a pop-out holder. And it does not work because it's not MagSafe. It is an adhesive. So, yeah. If you ordered it and thought it was going to be MagSafe like I did, it's not. Yeah, so that was a surprise to all of us, so that's fun. All right. So that one does not fit. And last, what do we got here? The ITST MagFit little for when you're traveling. So you can see on the case here, there's the fold down. If you're on the airplane, for the tray, it clips onto the tray. So this is really nice for travel. So let's open this one up. Check it out. All right. So here it is in its fully compact form. So folds out, and then this is how it would. This end you would clip on there, so it would hold. And let's see what we got. Oh, testing the strength of my fingers, but it does work. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, I'm trapped. Stand by. There we go. So you can see nice engagement all along the top there. Little area on the sides, nothing on the bottom. But hopefully if you're on an airplane and you had it clipped on there, just so you could watch whatever you were watching or listening to, seems like a nice little option. So I haven't seen one like that before, so kind of a neat little innovation there from Spigen. Next up, Plaud. So if you're not familiar with this one, this is the Plaud Note. They've got I believe the Plaud Note Pro just came out as well. These are little AI voice recorders that you can use for recording meetings, all kinds of other stuff. And they don't natively have magnets in them. So what Plaud did was they came out with these, they look like MagSafe wallets, basically, that you can put your Plaud into. I'll just open this one because we only need to show one. They're both identical other than color. So, all right, so that is the little wallet for the Plaud. It, again, just kind of looks like a MagSafe wallet. Got the Plaud itself, so let me open this one up. Ooh, there you go. See the Plaud, nice, tiny little. I mean, this is the first time I've held one in my hand. This thing is very tiny. All right, so there it is there. Fits in the MagSafe case. There we go, like a glove. And let's see what we got here. All right, so This is what our customers have written into me about. It basically, I'll say it doesn't fit. It almost does. You see it's with the rounded corners here at the bottom, and they fit perfectly into the bottom edge of the case here. But it's these squared off corners at the top. Do not make it pop out, so it can move around and come off a little too easily. So a bunch of our customers have written in and said they've trimmed these corners so that it sits in perfectly flush and works, but out of the box, it does not. So we'll leave it up to you whether you want to trim those corners or not to get to fit in there, but that's where we're at with the Plaud. Next, the other side of the table, Moft. So we got two. We got the Snap Invisible Phone Tripod Wallet. We did that one at the beginning of this year as well. So same thing, we wanted to get it again, make sure there were no changes, double check that. And this one's really intriguing. This is their wallet, the Snap Field Wallet. I really like their packaging here as well, but we'll do that one second. So we'll start with this. Get it out. All right, so let's see what we got here. And that one I'm going to call a perfect fit. Top to bottom, left to right, that one's in there. It's in the opening of OpenCase. It's not going anywhere. Basically perfectly matches around. It's in the corner. That one's super nice. We can, oh, got a little more advertising in here. Pull that out. There you go. So you got the wallet inside here. So you can prop it up. Also does the expansion out for the legs. So you got that. So you can stand it up if you want. Now, just like when we did this earlier in the year, I'll show you, as it starts to expand out from the case, the hinge down here starts to pull itself away from the case. So now it holds, but it's right on the edge of falling off. So you have to be a little bit less than that to still maintain the full hold of the magnet here. But up until that point, it holds really well. Now that you can also use it in landscape, which you get that positive engagement right there, but still it's a little precarious, but it does work, but it is right on the edge. So yeah, when it's folded out, definitely when it's landscape, it's a little bit more on the edge. When it's vertical here, up there, and as you can see, as it comes up, it starts to lift out, and that's when it stops holding. So you got to be vertical so that hinge keeps it back inside there, and then it's totally fine. So this one's a yes and a maybe, because when it's fully folded up, that's a perfect fit. So there you go. So that's that one. Next, this is one of Moft's. I think it's their newest. This is the Snapfield wallet. So their packaging is really nice, kind of matching the wallet itself, which is really, really well done. They're very well known for their origami stuff. So the wallet here and its packaging. Slide that off. So we've had a bunch of people ask us about wallets that could carry more than just credit cards, because people want to carry maybe a little bit of cash or something like that. So this is kind of the most robust version of that idea I've ever seen. So it's a full-on, open it up. You have access to all the space in here. They got even a little pull-up tab that makes it easy to get cards and cash out. Now, on the website, the outline was definitely, with the numbers, was definitely bigger than the opening of OpenCase, but I saw some of their pictures. The actual engagement piece sticks down about 2.5 to 3 millimeters, and it looked like it was perfectly sized. And it is. There is a little space here at the bottom, but side to side, it's solid. And, I mean, this is considerably thinner than if this was sitting on top of the case. And there you go. And it still does its origami magic if you want to, you know, use it to prop your phone up. So you've got the additional Moft type of origami stuff going on there, but you do have the access to the full wallet, and that's why it has this bump out, because that's where the A-frame comes from. I'll show it on top of a regular case so you see how it kind of sticks out compared to when it's in the recess of OpenCase, sitting a lot thinner, and I'll actually show it on the bare back of the phone as well. You see how much that little section makes it stick out. So yeah, this one fits, just that little space on the bottom, but it does fit. And if you're looking for that full wallet, it's a nice option for Moft. All right, next up, Nomad. With these, we've got the leather MagWallet with MagSafe and Find My tracking. Pretty unique one there. And we've got their tracking card. And it'll make sense why we also got this one in a minute. So, pop open this guy, their leather MagWallet. Nice wallet. And will it fit? Unfortunately, it does not. So, not only is it too wide, it's also just barely too tall. So it won't go into the opening of OpenCase. So that's a bummer. Has a little bit of a bump out on the bottom. Looks like they've actually placed a tracking card inside of it. I was hoping that was gonna be a little thicker so that would seat well, but it does not. So if you ever see that in their images, don't be fooled. So bummer, but the tracking card. So obviously this is not MagSafe. There are no magnets in it or anything, so it doesn't stick to anything, but you can put it in your wallet. So let's take our wallet, for example. So it's about 2 to 3 cards thick. Our wallet is a 2 to 3 carder, so it's gonna get tight. It stretches out over time, but brand new. I mean, it fits, and you can get your card out, but it is starting to get tight. If you wanted more room, well, we talk about the Moft, so I'll pull that sucker out there, and we can drop all these cards in here. It's got a ton more room, so we can put multiple cards in here, no problem. So that might be also a solution where you can add tracking to basically any wallet. So unfortunately, the one with the built-in, it does not fit, but with the tracking card, it's kind of a nice option where you can make any MagSafe wallet that will work in OpenCase. You can make it work. All right, next. All right, so got it at Target. OPOM is this particular brand. Like I said, I'm kind of calling it generic. I've seen these everywhere. Corner gas station, bodegas, Walmart. Everybody seems to have a version of this. It's a MagSafe with suction cups. So a lot of creators are using this to kind of put their phone wherever. So it fits, you know, again, not perfectly. We got the space on the sides and on the bottom, so it's not the perfect OpenCase fit, but we do have that positive, at least we have positive engagement there on the top. Maybe we'll throw in some B-roll here of me sticking it to a refrigerator or something. But yeah, a lot of creators we've seen are using this to just kind of stick it on a window or wherever they want to record content. So that's this one. There you go. Next up. Casely. So we've got a battery, we've got another one of these suction cup backs, and their wallet. So since we just did that suction cup back, the kind of generic one that I got at, at Target, I'll show you this one. So this is theirs. And then there's the packaging. So that's the Casely Grippy. Let's see what we got here. So yeah, kind of the same as the other one. Actually, it's a little bit better. It feels like it's got quite a bit more stronger of a magnet, which you would expect from a nicer company like Casely. So not perfect along the sides, a little space on the bottom, but otherwise, yeah, I can feel it significantly better with the magnets. So yeah, so there you go. Tiny bit of space at the top because the corners are a little bit more of a 90 degree instead of curved. So the engagement is actually happening at these two corners instead of all across the top, but it still feels very good, in particular because of the magnets. So maybe some B-roll of this one too. We'll stick it to something. Ugh. Next, we'll check out their wallet, just called MagWallet. All right, this is the Casely MagWallet. I like their packaging, it's very nice. All right, so this is a hard plastic style wallet where you just slip your stuff in. Looks like there are maybe some springs in there that hold them from the sides or something. And will it fit? Sure does. So looks like it's the same outline as their Grippy that we just looked at. So the sharper corners mean that it's not a full engagement at the top. It's happening at the corners here. A little space on the sides, a little bit more on the bottom. But still strong magnets, holds in place really well. Not the full hold that you would get if it filled out the entire space, but still pretty darn good. So that's their wallet, their MagWallet. And then third for these folks, and we're gonna hit a whole bunch of these in a row. The number one thing we get asked about is MagSafe Power Packs, batteries. So this is Casely's PowerPod. So there are plenty of brands that don't fit, so we were doing our best to try and find ones that do. So we'll see if this is one of them. So it looks like they kind of have the whole MagSafe piece pops out the back of the actual battery itself. So let's see what we got here. So yes, the Casely one does fit. You've got a good positive engagement there at the top, kind of like the other ones from them. Little space on the sides and the bottom, so it doesn't have the full engagement if it filled out the entire space, but it does fit. So again, with this bump out, you can even see it there. It's about 2.5 millimeters, which is perfect, because then it makes it thinner. Obviously with the cutout, our case is automatically lighter. But yeah, that fits really nice and snug in there. I'll show this like I've done before on a regular case. See how it kind of sticks out because of this bump out that they've got there. So quite a bit thinner on ours, and same thing on the bare back of a phone. Sticks out because of that ridge they've got there. So yeah, real advantage there, because you're not just putting it straight on the back of a case, it's sitting in the case. So a lot thinner there, and the lighter weight. And again, positive there, and pretty strong magnets, so it holds in pretty well. So that's Casely's battery. All right, next up, in keeping with the theme of batteries, Anker. So this is part of their Series 3. Specifically, this is their Anker 321 MagGo battery PowerCore 5K. You get all that? It'll be written in the description with all the other stuff. So, yep, it's the Anker battery here. So, like I said, number one thing we get asked about are battery packs. A lot of travelers out there using our case, obviously trying to keep things thin and light. But a lot of the batteries these days, instead of going thicker, they're going wider and taller, which means some people have been having a hard time finding stuff that fits. So, like I said earlier, we scoured a lot of websites of some of the most popular battery brands, find ones that look like they would fit, and this one does. So there you go, nice positive engagement all the way across the top. A little bit of space there on the sides, a little bit more on the bottom, so it's not it can move a little bit. It's not taking up the full space, but again, solid there at the top. Definitely thinner, as you can see there, versus if it were sitting on the raw back of a case or a phone. Gets pulled into there, and then obviously the lighter weight, including with our case. So there you go. That's the Anker battery. Next, OtterBox. So start off with them with the battery, and then we got a couple other ones we'll go over. But since we're on the battery theme right now, so this one I'll get real specific here. This is their wireless power bank 5K. That's that one. So they have 3 different, I'm looking over here on the side, they've got 3 different batteries on their website. 2 different 3Ks and the 5K. The 3Ks, one of them, based on the numbers on the website, too tall, and the other one, too wide. This one, as they say, just right. So let's check it out and see if that's the case. All right, so we made it through the gauntlet of packing materials. Oh, it's very neat. So there you go. Nice little finish on the outside of that. So let's see if the 5K fits. And there we go. It does. So got that positive engagement on the top, all across the top. Like a lot of these you've seen, we got the space on the sides and the space on the bottom. So there is the opportunity for it to move down or sideways, but got that little benefit of being thinner versus sitting on the flat back of a case. And we do have at least good engagement there at the top. Holds nice and sturdy on the way up, but just not as much of the perfect engagement all the way around. But if you're looking for a battery, that one also works. So the last 3 here, we've got this one just came in a plastic bag. So this is their magnetic suction accessory. So we had some of those suction cup ones earlier. This is OtterBox's take, round. Looks like they provide a metal ring if you don't have MagSafe on your particular phone, where you can adhere it on and then have access to magnetic connection there. But since we do in our iPhones here, easy to tell that this one's definitely going to fit. Plenty of room. Got the positive engagement there at the top. Nice strong magnets, but obviously a ton of room everywhere else. So again, luckily, this one's got really nice strong magnets. You see how even if it hits the side, pops right back to center. Obviously, that's not going to happen on the way down because you just don't have enough there. But we do have the positive engagement there at the top. Maybe we'll do some B-roll of the suction cups on this one as well. We'll see. We've got a lot of these suction cup ones to show you. But it does fit. But again, plenty of room. So not perfect, but good solid magnets on that one. So that's a plus there. Next up, their Symmetry wallet. And this one, kind of neat. This one is made from Cactus leather. It says it right there on the front. So this is a neat one to check out. Figure out how it opens. There it is. All right. So nice finish, nice feel. So digging that Cactus leather so far. Let's check it out. And this one, unfortunately, does not fit. Top to bottom, there's enough room. As you can see, there's a little space there at the bottom, but it's the left and right. It's too wide. So it doesn't, you can get the one edge to be there, but then the other one is still sticking up and then it just comes right off. So unfortunately, the wallet does not fit. And third, their charging stand. We've never done a charging stand before other than the one that we sell ourselves. So it'll be interesting to see how this one does. We can break into the package here and see how. All right, robust packaging as you would expect here to protect all of this. And my gosh. All right, that's some serious stuff there. So you got the cables in here and the charging stand itself. So no problem. Attached, rotates. So the one thing, as you may have seen with our own charging stand, we made sure that it had a round puck on it so that you could easily switch from portrait to landscape. Some of the square ones, the magnet is actually off-centered of the square. So when you turn it sideways, suddenly it doesn't magnetize as well. But the round ones work really, really well. So very similar to ours. So that one's really nice. There you go. OtterBox. Nice job. All right, next. ESR. So brand I've actually liked for a long time. If you've been following us for a while, the prototype for the car mount charger was actually an ESR that I filed and messed with to start to mess around with prototypes there. So they make a whole bunch of stuff. Right now we've got, let's see, they have specific names. This is their ESR magnetic wallet, and this one is their ESR magnetic wallet HaloLock with black carbon fiber. So let's get these opened up and see if they fit. So nice, got multiple levels so you can split out your cards there, so that's kind of nice. And let's see if it fits. And unfortunately, it does not. So top to bottom's not bad, but side to side, it's too wide. So it doesn't ever settle. So yeah, that's a bummer. That one, it looks like it's got this little bump down along the side. So it is actually kind of holding it in place, but it's not a perfect fit. So I'm gonna say this one does not fit. So let's see if the carbon fiber one is any better. Check this out. It's looking about the same. Nice carbon fiber look to it. Front and back, so that's kind of cool. A little bit of a finger hold there on it as well. And yep, unfortunately, exactly the same as the other one. It's just, it looks like it's about 2 millimeters. Top to bottom's fine, but 2 millimeters too wide to really stay in place. So bummer, neither one of the ESR magnetic wallets work. Next we've got PopSocket, perennial favorite. So we've got two that we did last time. We got some new ones just in case, just kind of like the Apple Wallet, double checking to make sure no sizes have changed. So we got these two, the crossbody strap and the wristlet. So, and that's along with these two PopSocket wallets. So, all right, we'll start with the ones we did earlier this year, the two PopSocket wallets. So this is their black SoftGoods MagSafe PopWallet Plus. A lot of words there. So we'll give this a shot. All right, and that one fits very well. See, there's a little strip at the bottom, so we're not making full contact, but it is in there, and it is, whew, it's solid. All right, normal strong magnets. Got the wallet action going on there. So that one's great. And then we've got their magnetic phone wallet plus. So again, one that we did earlier this year. Pop this one out. There we go. And so you can see it does fit, no problem, but we have a little bit of room both on the sides and the bottom, so not as good a fit as this other one, but still strong magnets, holds on really nicely, so that's another nice option from those two. So let's check out this crossbody phone strap. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay, some more of the pieces. All right. Got some directions here as well to figure out how this works. So we got the strap here. We've had a handful of people ask us about either full-on crossbody straps or kind of the wristlets. So that's why we wanted to give these a try. Okay. So put this piece inside your case and connect it. Pretty easy. So we'll open up, take the case off here of our open case off our iPhone 17. This is on there. Nice. Okay. Then this little T, it's clear, so a little hard to see maybe, with the attachment point on there. That goes through the bottom area where you might plug in your phone, so you're giving up a little space there to get this to work. So that's the engagement point there. So that's where that goes. And you load your phone back in. All right, let's do it the correct way. All right, so it does look like there will be a little bit showing there. And this is a 17 Pro Max, so this is actually a little bit thicker than it would be on a 17 Pro. So a little bit more of that will show, but it's clear, so it doesn't seem like a big deal. And then it goes through the bottom. So you got a nice strong connection point where you can connect the strap, as I'll do here. And there you go. There is your crossbody strap. So, if that's what you're into, looks good. All right, so it is a little tiny piece of something, but it's extremely thin. So let's get our OpenCase MagWallet, and no interaction issues in the least. I mean, it's a couple sheets of paper thin. So you see it's not going anywhere. So that's that one. All right, so I'm actually probably gonna, if it's the same thing, which I think it is, I'll leave it in, but we'll see here in a second, but I will detach the crossbody strap here from this one. And while it's there, let me open this guy. So similar look, yeah, it's the exact same clear T, so I'm not going to reinstall it. You already saw me install that here. So it's just, instead of having the crossbody strap, now we've got the wristlet. So that right there to engage. So it's exactly the same. And connect that, and there you go. Nice and secure. So yeah, that's really good. All right, so that's nice and secure, as we said. The only thing that I will notice, the thickness, oh, that wristlet's holding on nice. The thickness of that little piece of plastic, which I said is probably just a handful of sheets of paper thick, does slightly push the phone forward in the case, which that will do with every single case, including ours. So the only thing you'll see is maybe a slight bit more, depending on the color. We've got the orange here, so you can see it a little bit better than most. You may see it a little bit around the edges, a little bit more here at the bottom, because it does push it forward by that, small amount, but still, I mean, really, really tight in the case as it should be. So yeah, both of these look good, seem to be really strong. All right, and finally, 12 South. This one I was really excited to get because I had designed almost the exact same thing about a year ago. And I was hoping I would get to it because I thought it was a really good idea. Dang it, 12 South, they beat me to it. That's fine, they can have it. This is the PowerBug. So you see it here. It's got the deployable pieces there, so you can plug it into an outlet. And I'll take the round. Oh, there we go, it's good. So the idea that I had was, well, wouldn't it be nice if you were in the kitchen or the garage and you just had something that, let's keep everything as simple as possible. You plug it into an outlet, just happen to have an outlet right here. Just plug it into the outlet and it's just sitting there. And you're like, hey, I'm here in the kitchen. Just want to put it somewhere so it's charged. Maybe I can listen to music. Oh, I'm out in the garage. Same thing, charge, listen to music. No problem. The PlugBug does exactly that. It does it really well. Again, it's got that round shape that allows you to put it in landscape or vertical very easily. So really nice one. I love that they did the prongs that can be put away really well. So that one fits, works great. Nice job, 12 South. You beat me to it. No problem. All right, And of course, we've got our own accessories, all guaranteed perfect fit from our MagWallet. Beautiful. Perfect fit. To our PopHolder. Engaging on all four sides and nice and tight in the corners for that perfect fit. We've got our very unique accessory, the FillerPlate. If you ever just don't want to use any other accessory, but you still want that full protection, fits right in there, nice and secure. To our car mount charger, got this one straight out of my truck, which I use almost every day. It's got the round, so you can go easily portrait to landscape, as well as our standby stands. Really nice on your bedside or at work. Again, got the round puck, nice round, great, perfect engagement, landscape to vertical, always right there on your nightstand or at work. And that's all of our guaranteed perfect fit items right here at OpenCase. All right, thanks for joining us again. We didn't really expect to do a second video this year, but we had so many people write in asking, will this fit? Will this fit? Oh, I have this accessory. So we just wanted to hit some of the highlights of the ones that people were asking us about a lot. Don't forget that the measurements for the opening of OpenCase are on our website. So if you've got that favorite third-party accessory that you want to keep or you're thinking about buying, you're not sure if it's going to fit, just go look at one of the cases. The measurements are right there. You can double check the size there. Otherwise, other links are going to all be in the description. So if you want to find one of these things that we talked about today or get to a certain part of the video to easily get back to it, you can do that all down below. Otherwise, check anything else out at theopencase.com. And a big thank you to all of you, our customers, people who are not customers yet, people who have written in to ask us will things fit or just to ask general questions. We appreciate all of you. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I want to thank one person in particular, my wife, who, is she behind the camera? She sure is. So for all of her help in making this all come together. So thank you.